We have patch notes for Marvel Snap. The patch notes for today, January 18th. Now, these are the over-the-air updates, and what do we see? Spiciness from the get-go. The Blob is getting a nerf. Quite a big nerf, actually. His old ability was a 4/6 reads on reveal, merge your deck into this and gain its total power. Ongoing, can't be moved. Its new is a 6/0. So first of all, he's going to a 6/0. And then that's not all. On reveal, merge cards from your deck into this until it gains 15 or more power. Ongoing, can't be moved. Okay, so here's the thing. Blob, right now, he's still going to be pretty strong. Like, if you eat cards all the way up to 14, and then get something like an infinite at the final card, he'd still only have like 24 power, for example. But if you merge him up to 14 and the next card is something like a stone to bring him to 15, he'll only be 15 power. So you won't have to worry about super powerful broken blobs. So I don't know, maybe that will be interesting. It will change a lot because in theory that means Blob can actually be lockjawed, technically. No, because unless your deck has no high power cards, because if Blob can only eat until he's full, then which is 15 or more, so he doesn't stop at necessarily 15, but he will stop eating at 15. He can have more than 15 power though, technically. So be wary of that. But since he won't eat up any cards once he had 15 or more power, technically there can be cards left in the deck, which means lockjaw thing can happen. Usually when you put a blob on the lockjaw lane, you don't have to worry because there's no cards in the deck for lockjaw to replace him with. But that's not the case anymore. So definitely let me know what you guys think about this particular blob change. Now, the Destroyer. Destroyer got a buff, actually. Old 6/15 on reveal, destroy your other cards. And then the change is 6/16. It still costs 6, it still destroys your other cards, but now it's 16 power instead of 15 power. I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys think that's a noteworthy change or not. I feel like we might be seeing a bit more Destroyer because of this change. One power makes the difference in a lot of games, so I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on it. Viper got a change. Let's say Viper got a buff. Yeah, Viper did actually get a buff. Order was 3/4 on reveal. One of your other cards hits with sides. The change is from a 3/4 to a 3/5. It's a buff. It's a buff not everyone wanted, per se, this buff. I feel like more people wanted her to go back to 2 cost instead of gaining an extra. But, tell me what you guys think about this. This is interesting because the next change I'm about to read kind of makes it so Viper, a lot of people might not even want to play Viper much in real. Selene got a buff. Yes, technically a buff. Although if you're playing her in an Annihilus deck, you might see this as a nerf, which is old 1, -1 on reveal, afflict the lowest power card in each player's hand with -3 power. The change wasn't to her effect, it was that she's no longer a 1, -1. She's a 1, 2 now. So she's positive, not just +1, but +2. So that's interesting. I'm going to read their thoughts on this one because this is pretty interesting. Selene was originally designed to combo with Viper and Black Widow, which is why her own power was negative. It increased the risk reward of these strong combinations. But they changed, because of the fact that they changed Viper and Black Widow, it made it so that there wasn't really much of a thing. How do you feel about this, okay? I think this is a step too far to get rid of the junk archetype as a whole. For those of you guys that don't know, the junk archetype is basically where you send over negative power to your opponent, fill them with rocks, all that kind of stuff. But maybe the junk archetype was just a dream. Maybe we all have just been coping anyway. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Then we have a change to Elektra, okay? Elektra is getting a bump in power. She was a 1-1, now she's a low 2. Low 2, 1-2. She will still destroy an enemy 1 cost at that location. I wish it would have changed to enemy 1 and 2 cost. I wouldn't even mind if it didn't get that bump. They honestly don't like, touching newer cards like from pull 1 and pull 2 for whatever reason. But the thing is, I really wish they would have done a bit more with Elektra. But they did change her, so we'll see what happens now. Dazzler, 3-2, ongoing, +2 power for each location that's full on your side. Her change is now this is a buff. I'll tell you why it's a buff, then I'll tell you why I have mixed feelings about it in the beginning. The thing is that she's going from a 3-2 to a 2-2. It's a buff because you can play her 1 turn early. In my opinion, I have mixed feelings about it because it means that she's not going to benefit from Surfer. But it also means you can play her on curve now. So you can play her on turn 2, then Mystique her on turn 3. So she can be played on curve now instead of just kind of hoping for her and Mystique at the end or whatever. So that's pretty cool overall. I'll have to see, because I do have a deck built around Dazzler, believe it or not. Yeah, believe it or not. Hercules got a buff. Old 4-6. The first time another card moves here each turn, move it to another location. The change is from a 4-6 to a 4-7. Okay, so here's the thing. I always thought that 6 was a decent stat line, honestly. So, Hercules getting buffed here actually isn't bad. I like putting Hercules in, if I can, a storm lane. Because if Hercules is in a storm lane, and the enemy tried to move a Jeff over, Hercules is just going to bounce that Jeff back out. I've actually won a couple games because Hercules, so, not too bad. I'll be honest, I wish he would have gone down to a 3-6 maybe instead of a 4-7, but it is what it is. I'm not in the whole balancing game, so I don't know if that would have been broken or not. And then we have Dagger. Old 2/2. When that card moves to a location, +2 power for each enemy card there. New 2/0. When that moves to a location, +3 power for each enemy card there. So she has the potential to get a lot more. So if it's +3 for each card there, that means she could just in one go get a max of, she could get 12 and then 12 more if you move her again. That's why she is a 2/0 now, because she had the potential to be greater. I do like to see the moved cards getting buffed a bit, so this is interesting. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below, though, okay? Because I know some people for for example, Blob, annoyed so many people, but I know so many people loved running Blob in their deck. Or was it more like they felt they had to? I don't know. Let me know. It could be like a bittersweet type thing when it comes to nerfing, just like the Dazzler Buff. It's like a bittersweet thing in my case. From what I think, I'd love to know your thoughts. Comment section below. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.